Hey, what is going on, friends? Welcome back to the Cheese Boy channel. We got something a little bit different. A couple months ago, I went and played at the Las Vegas MTG Magic Tournament, Channel Fireball, and I hadn't played in a while. I figured I'd take a deck that was pretty easy to maneuver, you know, forgiving when I didn't play correctly. I figured combo was just going to mess me up. So I took mono green Stompy. It's kind of a fun deck, and so I figured we would kind of go through the deck, and I didn't do fantastic, but we'll take a look at the deck and we'll see if it was me playing badly or if it was, you know, the deck. So I believe this deck was originally like a saffron olive kind of budget deck that he had put together. It's a little bit different than that. I used to own a store. I'm sure probably you know that. And one of our customers had built this deck. We kind of worked with him, built this deck. He played it a little bit, did pretty well with it, and then he ended up selling it off because he was, you know, moving on to the next deck. And so I never took it apart. I've kind of updated it just a little bit over the last couple years, but I haven't really played it since the store closed. And so I figured this was just like a fun, easy deck to play at Channel Fireball, and I took it. I went 0-4. Of course, I did poorly against the new Hammer Time. That was a very big deck there. That deck is very fast and very powerful, and I probably didn't sideboard well enough against that, and Jund beat me. I didn't have enough graveyard control, I don't think. And then I played against a like a red-blue sorcery deck that I did well against, but it I just didn't quite eke out the second win. I went 1-2 on that one. So we're gonna kind of go through the deck real quick, and you guys tell me what you think is wrong with this, or if I just need to practice more. So yeah, so we got our deck here, and we'll kind of go through it like largest to, or smallest to largest, just so we can kind of see what's what. For my 1-drops, I had Young Wolf. It's the 1/1 with the Undying. I had Experiment 1, 4 of those. Those were my 1-drops. For 2-drops, we went with the Strangleroot Geist, another one of those Undying. Figure like the little small stuff, kind of throw it in there. When it dies, it comes back. Gives me a little bit more value from a buck. We did the Colonian Tusker as another 2-drop. That was a 3/3 for 2, but it is 2 green. Did 4 of on that. We did the Avatar of the Resolute as another 2-drop. That was a 3/2, but it's got the reach and the trample. And then it's also got the bonus counters. Boom. I'm going to 3-drops. I did the Steel Leaf Champion. We did a 4 of on that Steel Leaf Champion. Actually, even had 4 of the fancy ones. But I thought that was a pretty good 3-drop, 3 greens as a 5/4, and then it you know, it can't be blocked by the small creatures. My 2 wild card kind of random cards was, I did put in, as a 4-drop, I put in Nylea, God of the Hunt. I figure that's indestructible, and it gives my creatures trample. So if I pump things up, I thought that was, you know, like a 1-of on that. And then a Surik, the Hunt Caller, a 1-of on that. That was also a 4-drop, 5/4, pretty decent. And it's got Formidable. And then we did Vines of the Vastwood, a 4-of on that. That was one of my pumps. It's the got the kicker. So you got the pump, and then you target creature can't be the target of spells or abilities opponent controls until the end of the turn. Figure anybody, if we was going against you know, something that's got like a lot of removal, that was a good pump. We did a 4-of the Rancor. Figure that one was pretty obvious. It's a 2-0 for Wind Trample for 1, but it does basically recycle itself back into your hand when it dies. We did the Aspect of the Hydra. That was the it's got the green devotion. It says get +X+X equal to the devotion. And since almost all the creatures have multiple green, I figured it was a devotion that got pretty big pretty fast. That card did really well for me. The few times that I got it to go off was very, very devastating. For removal, I did 2 Dismembers. I figured that was a pretty basic, just kind of removal, and it with the Phyrexian, I could do it for life in case I was tapped out, in case I needed a little extra. So this is something I could play basically almost for free. And then lands 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 20 lands. 20 lands in a 60 card deck. Figured that was pretty standard. I didn't really have anything that other fancy lands that I was going to put in. I thought about it for a while, but I just went basic. So for us, just for the standard deck, what you guys thinking about that? How about them apples? Is there anything in that you would change, that you would take in, put out? Any of those creatures that you feel like weren't really, you know, cutting the cheese? Yeah, they were tooting, carrying their weight. I know really the only thing that was like a no ability was the Tusker, and that one just was for a 2 for a 3. It just felt like good value. For sideboard, I had another Dismember in case we needed more removal. I did the Tangle Trap. I thought that was a pretty decent. It's either destroy a flyer or destroy an artifact. Figured that was multiple value. Of course, everybody, lots of artifact stuff. I wish I would have had a little bit more artifact hate in my deck, especially to get rid of that big giant hammer. 10-10 hammer, colossal hammers was rough. And I wish I had had a little bit more removal to get rid of the stupid red monkey that kept stealing my cards. I did Dryad Militant was in the sideboard. I figured that was good. Kind of graveyard hate. I didn't have Scavenging Ooze, but that was another one of those ones that I thought about, and I ended up doing the Dryad Militant over the Scavenging Ooze. Back to Nature, I didn't really have any cause to put that in. I didn't go against any like big artifact or enchantment decks, so you know, but just in case, as another pump, I figured the Blossoming Defense was a decent one, because you got the hexproof until the end of the turn, and so I had put those in against that red red-blue deck. And then I thought that was a pretty decent, it's small, but for a 2, it's got flash, it's got can't be countered, it's got the reach, and it's got the protection from blue, of course, you know. Blue red, blue white, both pretty dominant decks. So I figured that would be a decent sideboard, but not necessarily something I want to run main board. So when it comes to that, what you guys thinking? How would you have changed that sideboard? Do you think things better, worse? Something I didn't think about that you would have put in that, especially compared to the modern meta currently. I would love to hear your ideas, and yeah, definitely. I mean, like, if I get some decent ideas and you guys have a positive reaction to this deck, if you think this deck is formidable, I would be more than happy to switch it up and take some of your suggestions and then try it out in the next big tournament and see what we can do with it. But yeah, if you're like, wow, that's a good budget deck, fun to play with friends, but that has no competitive value, let me know that too. You know, love to hear your comments and your suggestions, and let's see if we can do something with this. Heck, we can change half the deck out if we want to. You know, we're adults. We can do what we want. But I certainly appreciate all of your suggestions. So let me know what you think. I do have a bunch of decks that are kind of left over from the store, things that I've kind of been playing with. I'm typically not really a competitive player, but I really had a lot of fun playing at the Las Vegas MTG, and I would love to keep doing that and maybe not always lose. So if you guys like this kind of stuff and you get a good reaction, get some thumbs up and stuff like that, I will definitely go through some of my other decks. I've got some just goofy fun commander decks that I'd love for you guys to tear apart and tell me how bad they are. So definitely let me know what you guys think, and we'll do some deck tech here. And I will talk to you guys later. You have a good one. Thanks.